Okay, we are recording. And this idea dropped in about half an hour ago. I went out on a dog walk and I'm really, really excited about this. Basically, this episode and any more that come like this are completely unedited, okay? Because in my business, I do not do anything with push energy. I do not do anything that feels hard. My mantra is literally let it be easy. And so with my own subconscious reprogramming that I have done, I believe, on a subconscious level, which is the most important thing. That's where your beliefs are. And your beliefs affect how you feel and they affect your behavior and everything, right? Because your subconscious mind is governing the show. 95% of what we do is from the subconscious mind. So your beliefs are super, super important. So I believe that success comes with ease. And this is why it feels easy for me to make decisions, make choices, do things in a way that feels easy and therefore in a way that feels joyful. I get to make decisions that support me. I stay in an abundance mindset. I trust so much in all of these things. And I walk my talk. So everything that I'm doing, I'm teaching my clients. And so it dropped in a little while ago. Actually, if you've heard the last episode, you will have heard me say that I've missed being on my own. Like, it's amazing to have the guests that I've got coming on the show quite regularly now. We have incredible conversations, and I feel like the most blessed person to have those conversations. And naturally, like, we just record and send it out as a podcast for the world. But I'm benefiting because I'm having really fun, engaging, exciting, interesting conversations. But at the same time, like, I'm not getting to have the platform to just speak as much of what's on my mind as I did before. Now guests are coming on really regularly. I have slowed down the amount of episodes where it's just me. And so, I know I definitely have more to say. And so it dropped in for me earlier on that I want to be getting more episodes out there, because so often I come off my coaching calls and I'm like, I want to share that. I want to share that. But then life takes over. I'll go down. My girls will come home from nursery, or everything. In the moment, I'm like, yes, must write a post on that. But invariably, I don't. And I know that there's more to say. Essentially, what I'm saying here is I have so much more to say. And so it dropped in for me about half an hour ago that why not just create extra podcast episodes? And then what came in after that was, but I don't want to create more work for myself, because the usual podcast episodes, I get my editors edit it, and then I listen, and then I okay the edits or whatever. So I have to listen to it and okay it before it goes out. I'm not available for working any harder than I am already, okay? And that might be another episode, but it's about energetic capacity. And it's like, I'm not going to compromise my values and what I stand for and the way that I'm creating my success. I'm not going to compromise that ever. And so I will only make decisions. Again, it feels automatic because I've programmed this in, success with ease, but I'm just not available for making things hard or doing work that doesn't feel good. I'm work hard, but only on the things that feel good. Okay. So what then came in was, right, okay, you've got more to say, Jenna, but how are we going to do this? How are we going to let it be easy? And then it came in naturally. Why not just hit record and create an unedited series? So this is how it's going to be. I've hit record, and whatever I say that comes out now goes out. And it might be a little bit less I don't know, I might go down rabbit holes. It might be a little bit less focus or whatever than the usual Monday night podcast episodes, and that's totally fine. But what's important for me is that I share what is on my heart whenever I have something. So I don't know how often these episodes are going to come out. They'll come out when I have something to say, but it's got to be super easy. So I'm literally just hitting record and it's there in the software, ready to publish. And so timing wise, how are we doing for time? I have a client. Oh, it's okay. I've got a client in about 25 minutes. So as long as I wrap this up before then, we are all good. So what I wanted to share today was this experience that I get every 6 weeks. And it's hard to describe, but it feels really, really special. It's like, it's really hard to describe. It feels like an up level in energy. Okay, so what created this today? I'm off the back of like 3 weeks of life feeling a bit hard, and I hard for me on my terms. Okay, so what's been going on in our family is Tom's not been very well. I've not been very well, but nowhere near as bad as Tom. So I've picked up more around the house and more with the kids. And then half term kicks in, and we realise at the last minute that there's no nursery. So we've had to arrange different childcare things because obviously I'm still working, and Tom's not been very well, so otherwise he would have been able to do it. Anyway, I'm waffling. On top of that is the car. The car's not been, not been very well. Car has been in the garage a ridiculous amount of times in the last month. And so, yeah, life has just been a little bit hectic, and that's okay. But where I am today is that, I don't know, I just felt so good, and unexpectedly had another one of these energy shifting days. I don't even have a word for it because I've never heard anybody talk about it, but I know that I experienced this about 6 months ago. And what I've noticed is a pattern is that I'll get this feeling in a day, and it'll be really exciting because it's like I'm opening up what is possible, like the next level in terms of, I don't know. I know I'm waffling, and that's totally okay. You might not get it. I don't really fully get it, but I just know that I'm experiencing it today, and it's down to energy. It's down to trust. It's down to faith in myself, and an excited possibility. Like, this is coming off the back of a manifestation workshop I did on Monday for my clients, and I've had amazing feedback from it. And I talk about how I manifest all the time, and it does come up in coaching calls, but for me to actually share a method with my clients from start to finish was really, really cool. There's loads of different methods that I use, but this one's like super tangible and really exciting. Brings up limiting beliefs, casts them aside, and just, a whole manifestation process from start to finish. And I'm thinking about putting this out to my wider audience. So not just yet, but I'm thinking of redoing this and making this available for you guys if you're interested in. It was called Supercharge Your Manifestation Abilities, and it's really, really cool because it's sharing how you can create your own reality. And I said this on my coaching call with one of my clients this morning. She has created so much success in her business, and she just said it feels like everything is coming together, and that I'm not available for anything less than a life that is amazing. She's manifested and created success with ease in her business. She is loving her life. She would never have considered going away for 2 weeks and leaving her business before. And she's only recently got back from being away from her business for a while. And now she's going to be taking another 2 weeks off. She's not worrying about the consequences. She's just creating the success with ease. And it's exactly what I'm doing in my business. And we coached around how it feels to be different in a world where this is generally not accepted or understood. Manifestation, an understanding of the brain and how we can get into an abundance mindset and not be brought down by stuff that brings everybody else down, and to live in this world where it's like you can literally feel like life is incredibly amazing every single day, even though other people would be living that and not really thinking it's a big deal. It's about actually increasing your gratitude and you're lowering your standards for what makes you feel amazing. Like today, I've had a one-to-one client. I've got another one-to-one client in a bit. I've done a little bit of behind the scenes work. I've created some content for my new group program, Powerhouse Portal. I have done a couple of one-to-one messages in voice notes for my one-to-one clients. And then I went downstairs and had lunch. Now, that could be a run-of-the-mill lunch, but I choose to live my life in a way that feels good to. I take the opportunity to feel good. So I put on a song, and Tom was just working on the laptop, and I just danced my way in, and he's used to me being me, and it's just, I don't know, we just had fun. We just had fun, and I am still a big kid, and that's fine. Like, we are all our inner child, and we don't make enough time to have fun. And this is what I'm teaching all the time. It's like the relationship with yourself matters. Choose to enjoy life, enjoy your life experience. Life is a gift. Every single day is a gift. So how can you elevate each of your experiences? How can you make an average lunch break into one that generates incredible feelings and incredible ideas and brings me to doing this thing? Like, this intuitive download to create more podcast episodes literally came off the back of me going downstairs and having a good time and raising my vibration and feeling good and connecting with Tom and just enjoying my life to the max. And then I went out in the sun, walking my dog. I went on stories to tell people about how I'm about to create this podcast. And then I took the opportunity to sit in the sun on a bench, close my eyes, listen to Miley Cyrus song. I don't know why this came into my field a few days ago, but it's Miley Cyrus, Can't Stop. It came on, I was having my nails done, and it came on in the salon. And my nail lady, Megan, we just talked about music, and I was like, yes, I love this song. So it came back to me today, and I put it on in my ears really loud. And yeah, just sat on this bench, soaked up the sun, took a moment to text my business best friend about how amazing it is. I just said about how blessed I am, how grateful I am, how this gets to be my life, and how proud I am that I've created my own reality. And that it feels so good to be coaching with my own methodology. Like, I'm just so proud of myself. Everything that I am doing in my business, everything that I'm teaching my clients, it's literally evolved from nothing. Not from nothing, obviously. I've got my training in hypnotherapy, and I've got my training in my NLP and my EFT and the specific methodologies that create the subconscious reprogramming. I didn't make that up, obviously. That's a skill. But the rest of it, the coaching around intuition, energy, manifestation, alignment, relationship with yourself, all of those things, that's mine. That's my methodology. And it's all come about through intuition. And I'm so, so proud of the fact that I'm helping my clients create their dream life and their business that brings success with ease so that they are living a life like me. Amazing. It just was so good to experience that and recognize that. And so many people have struggled to celebrate their success and celebrate their wins and be proud of themselves. But it takes work, it takes inner work to do that, to feel like you can celebrate yourself and not need external validation. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm doing a good job or tell me how amazing I am. I don't need any of that. Like, I validate myself. And that's really, really cool. It's really liberating. Create space for abundance. And so, yeah, here I am. Let me just take the time. So super quick then. What else do I want to tell you before I hop off? I don't want to give everything away in these like unedited segments, because I'd love for them to be like fairly frequent. Just whenever I've got something to say, to just pop on, hit record, and then upload. But a couple of things. What else did we talk about? So yeah, I'd love to share actually something that came up in my coaching call this morning. So my client, I've talked about her already. She's created this business, and when she started working with me, she was properly overthinking, lacking confidence, on the road to burnout, feeling stressed, not feeling like a leader. Classic ideal client of mine. And we've been working together for, I want to say, she joined my Change Your Life group program. And then when she got to the end of that, she came to work with me on a one-to-one for the more business mindset stuff. So I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 months now. And this morning she was like, I went out and I had fun. One thing led to another. She didn't intend to go out and party all night long, but she did. And she had an amazing time, like just, living in the moment. But then it came to Monday morning, and she was totally exhausted, and she recognized that she needed a day to recuperate and listen to her needs and not force herself, basically. And this is the joy of having your own business, right? You get to have the freedom to do this kind of thing. And so she did. She took a day off and enjoyed her Monday. And I said, and did you feel guilty? And she goes, no, I didn't feel guilty. but I feel like I should. And I was like, oh, amazing, right? Because so much of the narrative and what we are conditioned to feel is to feel guilty. Feel guilty for so many things. And it's absolute bollocks. Guilt is such a low vibration emotion, and it creates resistance. This client is so on my wavelength in terms of manifestation. Like, she's just following my framework, and she has literally created this incredible business where she's got success with ease, and she's not feeling guilty for living life. Every decision she's making in her business and in her personal life is fully aligned. She's living life on her terms, and it feels amazing for her, and she doesn't feel guilty. But she was like, I feel like I should. And I was like, I'm so glad you said that, because society gets us to feel guilty, because everybody else seems to be feeling guilty for all sorts of things, and it's just absolute rubbish. What's the point? Like, we get to choose how we feel, and unless you do the work on yourself to realize this, to bring this stuff to your awareness, to have an awareness around your emotions, what they mean, do your own healing so that you can evolve and not feel this heavy resistance in yourself and in your life, so therefore that you can create and manifest things faster. And I just need to plug my laptop in, otherwise it's not going to carry on recording for me. She's doing this work. This is the reason that she's in this place, because she's doing this healing, this work on herself. And it's just an acknowledgement that she doesn't have to feel guilty. Absolutely not. There's literally no reason to feel guilty. And so my message to you as you're listening to this is, stop feeling guilty. Like, guilty is just, feeling guilt is such a pointless, low vibrational thing. And if you do feel guilty, it's likely because somebody has made you feel guilty about something in the past. So, and the reason for this, how I'm like the teaching behind that, is that everything that you're experiencing in your current reality, the feelings that you're having about it, is down to how you've experienced life in the past, right? We are always putting our current reality through a filter of previous experiences that we've had, and how they've made us feel and what they mean, because our brain only wants to keep us safe and to keep us alive. So it's going to filter everything that we're experiencing now through a filter of what we've experienced in the past in order to keep us safe. And so if you've been made to feel guilty as a child for doing something, whatever, then that feeling is going to be recorded in a memory, so that you've created this program. For example, when I rest, I feel guilty. And that can come very, very easily. That can form part of your programming very, very easily if you've watched somebody else be like that as a child. Like, if your mum never stopped, and if your mum maybe complained about how hard she was working, and how tired she was, and never gave herself the time, or never felt worthy of rest herself, and all of those things, then she will have passed that on to you unknowingly, or anybody that you were watching growing up. We unintentionally pass on our own I don't know why I feel like, guys, open book here, I'm feeling resistance to swearing, even though maybe because I've taken the opportunity away from myself to edit this. I know that I need to be fully okay with everything I'm saying, so that's fine. I'm going to swear, because feels good too. I don't like to filter myself. So what was I saying? If our parents, I'm saying our parents here because they are our main caregivers as growing up, but literally anybody who you're watching and who you've got an experience with as a child growing up, that forms part of your subconscious programming. So I'm saying your parents, but I mean anybody. So if your parents haven't done their own healing, which when us listening to this as adults now, it's very unlikely your parents will have done healing on themselves, because this is a relatively new thing. In the past, it was just suck it up and be okay. This healing, this journey, this learning about ourselves is only readily available now because we have things like the internet, and we can do so much to help ourselves in ways that we couldn't in the past. Okay, so unless we heal ourselves as parents, we pass on our own unhealed things. Okay, we are always a product of our upbringing, and this is why, for example, respectful parenting is so important, so we don't pass on our own unhealed stuff to our kids. It's down to us. I don't know why I'm going off in a tangent here, but it's down to us. If we are parents, it's down to us to be the stop, so that we don't pass on all of the generational ancestral trauma that's just been passed down from generation to generation to generation. It's down to us to heal it so that our children can feel safe, to feel however they feel, and to be safe in those feelings, and to grow up feeling confident, worthy, resilient, like anything is possible. And just literally change the future because they are whole, right? We're walking around filling our own void with things like comparison or addictions, any form of addictions. We can be talking retail addiction, smoking, drinking, literally anything. If we have an addiction, we're filling a void, okay? And when we feel that void through doing our own healing, then we're whole. Then we don't seek to feel this whole. We don't seek to feel this whole, and we can change our lives. We can change others' lives. We can change their future. And this is why I do the work I do. It's amazing. So that got pretty deep, didn't it? What was my message originally? Let's backtrack a little bit. I don't know. I think I need to end it there. It's going to be unedited. So, in summary, have fun, basically, because this is the reason I'm doing this. I originally had fun, and that's always putting myself first. Put yourself first, have fun. If you get an urge to do something, go and do it. Don't question it. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Just be brave, be bold, feel worthy. There you go. There's the message of this podcast. Feel worthy, okay? If you into manifestation and you want to manifest stuff, then you have to feel worthy. That is not going to happen otherwise. Maybe that's a message for another day. But if you're interested in finding out more about how I can literally live my life and have a business that is so successful, and all my clients do it too, like I literally share exactly how it's done via the Ultimate Freedom Framework method. Link is in the show notes, okay? Go and watch it. It explains so much. And if you want to know more, come and have a chat with me on Instagram, is where I hang out most. Anyways, I'm gonna end this here, and I will speak to you when I next speak to you. Thank you so much for listening. If you've joined this unedited episode and are an avid listener, if you listen to every episode or even just some of them, like I appreciate you so much. Like, it's just amazing to have this opportunity to share what's on my heart and actually be heard for it. Like, I don't do it for any other reason than I've got something to say. So if you're out there listening, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Bigger Than You podcast with your host, Jenna Holloway. If this episode has been valuable to you, please share it with a friend or leave a review.